Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. I never thought the truth would reveal itself in the middle of a celebration. That night, our home looked perfect. Soft lights glowed across the backyard. Laughter echoed off the patio, and familiar faces filled every corner. Friends from college, co-workers, people who had shared years of our lives. Glasses were raised, conversations overlapped. And for anyone watching from the outside, it must have looked like happiness. Marble stood near the center of it all. One hand rested gently on her stomach, the other wrapped around a champagne flute. She looked radiant, composed, confident, certain, like someone who believed she was about to deliver the best news of her life. She tapped her glass with a spoon, smiling as the noise slowly faded. "Thank you all for being here," she said warmly, "and for celebrating something really important with us." There was a pause, the kind designed to build excitement. "You're all going to be part of our journey," she continued, "because we're expecting a baby. I'm pregnant." The reaction was instant. Cheers erupted. Applause filled the air. Someone yelled, "Congratulations." People rushed toward her with hugs and happy tears. I stayed where I was. My smile didn't move. My hands remained empty. I felt like the only person in the room who already knew the ending of the story, and realized too late that I was never meant to be part of the script. If this story is already pulling you in, pause for a second and tap like so it reaches others who know what betrayal feels like. Marble looked at me, then waiting. She expected joy, pride, emotion worthy of a future father. What she got instead was silence, not because I was shocked, but because I was done pretending. I slowly lifted my glass and stood. Conversations faded. The music didn't stop, but enough people noticed that something wasn't right. My voice was steady when I spoke. That surprised even me. "Thank you," I said, nodding toward the guests. "Really? This is quite the announcement." Marble's smile tightened just slightly. "There's just one small correction," I continued. A few nervous laughs rippled through the crowd. "You're congratulating the wrong man," I said calmly. "The congratulations should go to Rowan Hale, Emily's husband." The silence that followed wasn't quiet. It was heavy. Rowan stood near the grill, his drink frozen halfway to his mouth. The color drained from his face so fast it was almost shocking. His wife, alone, turned slowly toward him, confusion hardening into something sharper. "What did he just say?" Someone whispered. Marble stared at me like I'd spoken a foreign language. "What are you doing?" she hissed under her breath. I didn't answer her. I didn't need to. I looked straight at Rowan. "You didn't think this would stay hidden forever, did you?" He opened his mouth, closed it, looked away, then back at me. No words came. That was answer enough. Pause here and tell me in the comments. Would you have stayed silent or spoken up? You could feel it happening. The room shifted as people began connecting dots. Realization spread quietly, then all at once. Alone stepped back as if the ground beneath her had cracked. "Rowan," she said softly. "Is he lying?" Rowan swallowed hard. Still nothing. That's when Marble snapped. "This is insane," she shouted. "You're ruining everything." I laughed once, short, hollow. "No," I said. "I'm just done lying for you." 3 months earlier, I'd found the messages by accident. A contact saved under initials, late-night texts, excuses that never lined up. I didn't confront her immediately. I needed facts, not suspicion. So, I watched, I listened, I waited. And when I finally put the timeline together, one thing became painfully clear. The baby wasn't mine. I told her I knew. She cried. She begged. She said it was a mistake. Said it didn't mean anything. Said I should stay for appearances for stability for the child. What she never said was sorry. If you've ever been asked to carry someone else's lie, type truth in the comments. Back at the party, Alone's voice shook. "Answer me." Rowan finally spoke, barely above a whisper. "I didn't plan this." That was it. Guests suddenly remembered early mornings and long drives. One by one, they left. The music kept playing, oblivious to the collapse it now underscored. Marble stared at me, eyes wild. "You could have handled this privately." I met her gaze. "You made it public the moment you raised that glass." I set my drink down and walked away. Behind me, crying, shouting, a marriage ending in real time. but for the first time in months, my chest felt light. Stay with me, and when you're ready, share this story with someone who knows how silence can hurt more than truth. Outside, the air was cool and quiet. I lit a cigarette, something I rarely did, just to feel something steady in my hands. They shook, not from fear, but release. Rowan followed a few steps behind, muttering apologies. I didn't respond. Some things can't be undone. The drive home was empty, just the hum of the engine and passing headlights. I thought about the cheers, the raised glasses, the ignorance beneath them. It didn't matter. Reality had always been my anchor. At home, I sat on the couch with a glass of water and finally let everything settle. My phone buzzed. A message from my sister. "Are you okay?" I saw the messages. I smiled faintly. She understood without explanation. Leaving wasn't weakness. It was clarity. A week passed. Friends drifted back cautiously. Rowan avoided me. Alone attempted awkward conversations that led nowhere. Marble tried rewriting the night through anyone who would listen. I stayed silent, and in that silence I grew stronger. If you were in my place, would you have exposed the truth or waited? Comment below. By the second week, I reclaimed small pieces of my life. Peaceful dinners, quiet walks, unclaimed weekends. Then Marble texted, "Can we talk?" I waited. Finally, I replied, "When honesty is on the table." That night, I slept without the weight of pretending. Messages followed from friends, from strangers. You stood up for yourself. You chose truth. The story no longer belonged only to me. It belonged to anyone forced to smile through betrayal. Weeks later, I saw Rowan and alone at a coffee shop. No words were needed. The truth had already spoken. As I walked away, I made myself a promise. No more lies. No more silence. Because truth, no matter how painful, is worth more than living a lie. Subscribe for more stories where honesty and courage take the lead. Like, comment, and share. Someone out there needs this.